We all think we know the Great Wall of China, a massive ancient stone dragon snaking across the mountains. But what if the real story is far more complex, shocking, and human than you've ever imagined? Today we're uncovering 20 secrets that will change everything you thought you knew about the Great Wall. Let's get into it. Let's shatter the biggest myth. The Great Wall isn't one unbroken line. It's a sprawling network. Walls, trenches, natural barriers, built by different dynasties over centuries. Some sections run parallel, others overlap, and there are huge gaps. Each dynasty built what it needed, when it needed it. The wall is a patchwork of ambition and fear, not a single project. It's a living record of China's ever-changing borders. You've heard it echoed through the ages. The Great Wall of China is supposedly visible from the moon. It's a captivating thought, isn't it? This idea has permeated our collective consciousness, conjuring images of this immense structure standing out against the lunar landscape. But the reality, as often happens, is far less dramatic. It's not. Astronauts, including the legendary Neil Armstrong, who took those first steps on the moon, have confirmed that you simply can't see it from space with the naked eye. No matter how hard you try, it just isn't visible. The wall is undeniably long, snaking across vast distances, but it's only about 9 meters wide, making it virtually impossible to spot from that immense distance. The sheer scale of space diminishes its presence. Even from low Earth orbit, where astronauts reside on the International Space Station, it's barely a faint line, a whisper of human construction, and only under perfect conditions, with optimal lighting and atmospheric clarity, can you even hope to catch a glimpse. The myth likely started centuries ago, not as a literal claim, but as a powerful metaphor for its incredible scale and the sheer ambition of its construction. The wall's true greatness isn't about being seen from space. That's a superficial measure of its significance. It's about the profound sense of human effort, resilience, and history that you feel when you're actually standing on it, walking its path, and imagining the generations who came before. The wall's total length? Over 21,000 kilometers, more than half the Earth's circumference. That's New York to LA, 4 times over, and still not enough. It's a scale of construction that defies belief. Every mile represents a battle against nature and logistics. The wall is proof of what humans can achieve when driven by powerful ideas. The wall, a symbol of strength and endurance, is paradoxically disappearing before our very eyes. Across its vast expanse, nearly a third of the Ming dynasty sections, once mighty and imposing, are already gone, lost to the ravages of time and neglect. Nature, in its patient and persistent way, is relentless in its assault. The wind, a constant presence, whips across the landscape. Rain, in torrential downpours and gentle drizzles, seeps into every crack and crevice. Plant roots, seeking sustenance, relentlessly pry apart the ancient stones. And sandstorms, fierce and unforgiving, relentlessly batter the wall. These forces of nature combine to erode and slowly bury the wall, returning it to the earth from which it came. But humans, in their thoughtlessness and greed, are proving to be just as destructive, accelerating the wall's decline. Bricks, once part of a magnificent structure, are stolen for homes and other construction projects. Entire sections are carelessly bulldozed to make way for roads and development. And millions of tourists, eager to experience its grandeur, are unknowingly wearing it down with every footstep. The wall, despite its imposing appearance, is surprisingly fragile, vulnerable to both natural and human forces. And as a result, its future hangs in the balance, its condition uncertain. Every year, with each passing season, more and more of this iconic structure vanishes, disappearing into the mists of time. It's a desperate race against time, a struggle to preserve what remains of this incredible monument for future generations. The wall's survival, its continued existence, is by no means guaranteed, and its fate rests in our hands. The wall was built by millions, soldiers, peasants, convicts. Soldiers constructed and guarded, but their numbers weren't enough. Emperors conscripted farmers, pulling them from their fields for years. Convicts and political prisoners faced a life sentence of brutal labor. The wall is built not just of stone, but of human sweat and sacrifice. It's a monument to collective toil. The wall's construction cost hundreds of thousands of lives. Workers faced brutal conditions, scorching summers, freezing winters, disease and starvation. Many never returned home. Legends say some were buried within the wall itself. While evidence is scarce, the legend speaks to the immense human cost. Every stone is a memorial to those who suffered and died. The wall is both a monument and a tombstone. The wall wasn't built in a single era. It's a 2000-year project, started in the 7th century BC, expanded by the Han, and transformed by the Ming. Construction came in waves, driven by shifting threats and politics. Each section tells a different story, layered through time. Walking the wall is walking through a living history book. The wall was more than a military barrier. It controlled borders, regulated trade, and generated revenue through customs checkpoints. Watchtowers acted as ancient telegraphs, smoke by day, fire by night, sending messages across vast distances. The wall was a defensive line, a border, and a communications superhighway. It shaped the empire's economy and security. Its influence reached far beyond the battlefield. The wall was the backbone of imperial control. The secret to the wall's enduring strength? Sticky rice. Ming builders mixed sticky rice soup into lime mortar, creating a super-strong, water-resistant bond. This ancient biotech kept bricks tight and weeds out for centuries. It's a brilliant example of using local materials in innovative ways. Sticky rice helped the wall stand the test of time. The wall is lined with thousands of watchtowers and fortresses. Watchtowers gave guards a panoramic view and rapid communication. Major fortresses like Shanhai and Jiayu Pass housed thousands of troops and supplies. These were command centers and last lines of defense. The wall was a living military machine, not just a barrier. Its strength was in its network of strongholds. Most tourists see a modern version of the wall. Popular sections near Beijing have been heavily restored or rebuilt since the 1950s. The wall you walk on is part ancient, part modern preservation. It's a blend of history and restoration, keeping the wall alive for new generations. The wall is a living heritage, not a static ruin. The wall's primary objective, its fundamental reason for existence, keeping invaders and unwanted forces out of the empire, didn't always work as intended. Despite its imposing presence and strategic design, the wall faced numerous challenges. Powerful invaders, like the formidable Mongols and the Manchus from the north, managed to breach its defenses and get through, often not through overwhelming military might, but through more subtle means like bribery, corruption, or outright betrayal from within. It wasn't always about brute force overcoming stone and mortar. The wall, in many instances, was compromised and breached from within its own ranks. The threat wasn't always external. Internal vulnerabilities played a significant role. Its greatest and most persistent weakness was the human element, the fallibility of those entrusted with its defense, rather than any inherent structural flaw. The wall story serves as a powerful lesson, a reminder that no physical barrier, no matter how imposing, is ultimately stronger or more reliable than the integrity and vigilance of the people who are tasked to guard it. Even the mightiest and most formidable wall can eventually fall, even to something as simple as a single, unguarded, or deliberately opened gate. Its failures, the moments it was overcome, are just as revealing and insightful as its periods of success and resilience. The wall hid secrets, tunnels, hidden doors, and sally ports. Defenders could launch surprise attacks or escape through these features. Some tunnels connected towers, others smuggled supplies or allowed secret retreats. Many are lost to time, but their existence shows the wall's cunning design. It wasn't just a static defense, it was a dynamic battlefield. The wall was as clever as it was strong. The wall is steeped in legend, stories of love, loss, and sacrifice. The tale of Meng Jiangnu, whose tears brought down a section of the wall, personifies the suffering of its builders. Other legends speak of ghosts and dragons, giving the wall a soul in Chinese folklore. These stories helped people make sense of its scale and cost. The wall's legends are the invisible mortar holding its cultural meaning together. In 1987, UNESCO named the wall a World Heritage Site. It's recognized as a masterpiece of human achievement, on par with the pyramids or the Grand Canyon. The wall is a record of civilizations colliding and shaping history. This status brings global responsibility for its protection. The wall belongs to all of humanity, a legacy we must preserve. The wall draws millions of tourists every year. Tourism brings vital funds and global appreciation, but also causes wear and tear. Managing crowds while preserving the wall is a constant challenge. The wall must be protected from being loved to death. It's a balancing act between access and conservation. The world's wonder needs careful stewardship. Most of the wall is wild, unrestored, and dangerous. These remote sections are crumbling, overgrown, and risky to explore. Adventurers seek out these wild parts for a raw, authentic experience. Here the wall feels most real, magnificent, vulnerable, and reclaimed by nature. Authorities discourage hiking these sections due to safety risks. The wild wall is a humbling reminder of time's power. The wall is a global pop culture icon, instantly recognizable and often featured in films, games, and literature. From Disney's Mulan to blockbuster movies, its silhouette is a symbol of China and endurance. Pop culture keeps the wall alive in the world's imagination. For many, their first encounter with the wall is on screen, not in person. Its fame helps preserve its legacy for new generations. The battle to save the wall is ongoing. Conservationists, archaeologists, and local communities work tirelessly to protect it. Laws, restoration projects, and new technology, like drones, help monitor and repair the wall. Grassroots efforts are vital, with villagers acting as guardians. Every saved brick is a victory for history. The fight to preserve the wall is as monumental as building it. The wall is still revealing secrets. Archaeologists discover new sections and hidden features every year, using satellite imagery and advanced tech. The wall's story isn't finished. It's a living archaeological site. History is still being written in its stones. There are still whispers waiting to be heard. The greatest secret? The wall's story isn't over yet. There you have it, 20 secrets that reveal the wall's true story. It's more than stone and earth, it's ambition, sacrifice, and ongoing discovery. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like and subscribe for more amazing history. Which secret surprised you most? Drop a comment below. Thanks for joining me. Stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop pushing your limits. Cheers.